Okay, without spoiling a single thing about the new Spider-Man movie, so I don't ruin the experience for you, I'm gonna give you my overall take, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I just walked out of the theater. And don't worry, I'm not gonna say who Sadie Sink's character is, whether so-and-so shows up, or touch the ending, or the post-credits, because it's not like this is the red carpet at the premiere, right? So, how would I sum up this movie? It's kinda hard to explain, because it didn't blow me away, not because it's bad, not at all, don't get me wrong. Maybe it's hard for me to put myself in the shoes of the average moviegoer instead of us obsessives who pick apart every single frame of every teaser. And sometimes expectations can be just as dangerous as they are hype-inducing. Though right off the bat, I'll say it's stupidly well made, really solid, visually gorgeous, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. But I walked out without that something, without the punch, and I'm gonna try to explain why. Let's start with the good stuff, and there's a ton of it. Technically, this movie is better than the others in absolutely every way. Cinematography, choreography, design, the score really rose to meet every single scene. Even on the acting side, I walked out of that theater completely blown away. I think every single actor in this movie outdid their previous version of their character by a long shot compared to earlier films. Especially Sadie Sink, being the new addition, whatever her role turns out to be, I felt like at times she straight up stole the movie. The change in director shows from the very first second, and the suit, good lord. The suit, if you ask me, the best Spider-Man suit ever made for the big screen. The eyes, the texture of the fabric, that detail where you can see part of Peter's face pressing through the mask every once in a while. It's all incredibly well thought out. It feels real, and it feels comic accurate at the same time, in just the right balance. And even though I'll always love Andrew Garfield's second suit with those huge eyes, the expressiveness they got on this one puts it just a tiny bit ahead. Tom Holland as Peter met and honestly exceeded my expectations. We'd already seen him devastated over Aunt May in the last one, but this time he let himself dig into different layers of grief and pulled it off really well. And honestly, I can't believe there are people out there who actually had the nerve to say he looked chubby. And even though the plot of the movie overall is basically the poster child for needing to chill out and pull out Occam's razor every once in a while, the concept of him as a superhero right now is fantastic. Considering how many people complained about whether he could even afford to self-fund himself, I honestly think it's fine. It works. And asking for more explanation than the movie gives you is honestly kind of tacky. I also want to highlight his relationship in the movie with one of the female characters. I think it's one of the most heartfelt, freshest dynamics we've gotten in a Spider-Man movie so far. On another note, I loved Hulk. From his college banner side, all the way to that more dangerous transformation we saw in the trailer and everything in between. Not to mention, visually, he's a step above every previous appearance. I felt like the way his arc unfolds is handled really well, and the writers are treating the character with actual respect. Hulk is Hulk, and for the first time in a long time, it actually feels that way again. And even though I maybe wanted just a bit more, I walked out happy with those scenes. Punisher, same deal, loved him. The chemistry with Spidey works incredibly well, and it's got its own identity. It doesn't feel like a rehash of his dynamic with anybody else. On top of that, it shows us a whole other side of Frank, way more interesting than the one from his own special, where I really wish Staten Island had shown up, you know? The bad part maybe with these heroes is that they came up a little short when I compared them to what we'd already seen in the teasers and trailers. But then again, I'll own up to the fact that it might be on people like me, who watch every TV spot, frame by frame. So yeah, sometimes the element of surprise just isn't guaranteed anymore. As for villains, I gotta give major props to Scorpion. His choreography, his moves, his suit, all incredibly well done. I think this might be the first time I have zero complaints about a version of a character. As for the rest, they didn't quite live up to what I was expecting. We'd already talked about how it could have worked as a kind of recap of villains Peter took down during his years alone, based on what the trailer showed us. But without getting too deep into it, this is another one of those areas that just felt lacking to me. Mostly that overall feeling of where the hell did these people even come from that I never felt got answered. There's one in particular that if I had to sum up in one word, I'd say it's dumb. Because honestly, it feels like a really poorly done cameo that doesn't even make any actual sense, which we'll get into way more in the full spoiler review I'll be doing. But if you've already seen it, you know exactly what I mean. MJ and Ned work well. They're written properly and they never get in the way. And at this point, their chemistry is essential. They're this Peter's non-canon Harry and Mary Jane, and the sooner people accept that, the more they'll enjoy them for what they are. And like I said before, their actors were genuinely committed to their roles. On top of that, the movie gives us one thing about them that felt like the most logical path for pretty much everyone. Even though some people might feel like a couple of things happen a bit inconveniently. Though, in the spoiler version, I'm gonna go deeper into what I don't like about these two characters. And now, I'm gonna complain as much as I possibly can without spoiling anything. It felt very predictable. And that kinda hurts because it's not really about the overanalyzing or the magnifying glass I watch everything under. Everything is just A leads to B, and B leads to C. The worst part is it actually kicks off really strong, burning through most of the trailer footage pretty fast, which instantly makes you think, perfect, they're gonna give us way more than what we came for. They won't. There's only one moment in the whole movie I really didn't see coming, even if looking back it made total sense. Just one, where I was literally just like, what? Then it delivered some fan service, and then I remembered there was a deleted scene tied to that, and I was like, Damn it, speaking in scientific terms, right? But being as honest with you guys as I can, there was a point in the movie where I just kind of stopped caring how it would resolve. I mean, I was really enjoying it, but my brain kept inevitably waiting to see how they'd tie it all into Doomsday, and that in a movie that's supposed to hook you is a problem. A problem with timing, with marketing, and a bunch of other stuff I think Marvel really needs to fix. Back to basics a little so they can win their audience back, because in a way, it opens up way too many super specific questions. It's self-contained, and at the same time, leaves everything hanging. And I know that sounds contradictory, but if you've already seen it, you know that's exactly how it is. It wraps up its own story, but at the same time, leaves you with a ton of questions. The kind you already know they'll never actually answer, which honestly, only frustrates your niche audience, because your general audience doesn't even care enough to ask those questions in the first place. And this isn't the moment for people to be left guessing at anything. We're not in 2018 anymore. Marvel's just a few months out from Doomsday with an audience that's already pretty burned out on the saga, and even more people who've been totally checked out since Endgame. They can't afford to waste opportunities when Spider-Man is Marvel's biggest window into everything else. He's the character that's gonna get watched by people who don't even know the Marvels or Shang-Chi even exists. And with that window wide open, leaving that many loose ends is, in my opinion, a mistake. Ultimate proof of that was the post-credits scene. Probably one of the times I walked out most annoyed, not because of the content itself, but because of the marketing decision behind it. I'm not even gonna touch the mid-credits scene, because saying anything about it would be a spoiler. But the post-credits scene, again, where Marvel's at right now, they desperately need post-credit scenes like Thanos grabbing the gauntlet and saying he'll do it himself. Direct and spoon-fed, because for the niche fan, maybe this post-credit scene is great, but for the general audience, it could actually land as disappointing. The person who just went to see a Spider-Man movie and isn't deep in the lore isn't gonna walk away feeling anything meaningful, and that's by far a wasted moment. On another note, the secrecy around Sadie Sink's character, and again, she was fantastic in the role, felt unnecessary to me. And I'm saying that after making several videos theorizing who she was, so yeah, I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot here. But the way it actually gets revealed in the movie, and it's not even really a wow moment. There's no big cinematic reveal, no huge moment. It's just a piece of info. It could just as easily be Anna from Frozen with some random power, and the movie would play out exactly the same, at least for now. And that, to me, is a massive mistake. One of the people I saw it with barely understood what it even means for that girl to be who she is, only because I explained it to them, and that can't be the standard going forward. That's not what made us fall in love with characters like Tony Stark. So now, where does this rank among the previous movies? Compared to the other Tom Holland movies, for me it's better than Homecoming and better than Far From Home, even though both of those had way more interesting villains. And against No Way Home, it depends what we're talking about. Technically, this one blows every single one of them out of the water. Emotionally, No Way Home hits you with so much fan service, it's hard to even judge fairly. Yet it's also just hard to rank these, because each one nails totally different things. And the nostalgia factor of the first two Sam Raimi movies still wins, and I'm saying that having rewatched them just a couple days ago, trying to stay unbiased. My score, and it's genuinely hard for me to land on one this time, floats somewhere between a 4 and an 8, and that huge range is exactly the problem. Some parts are a solid 7, and some parts drop all the way down to a 4. Bottom line, it's a nice movie, well made, with a visually perfect Spider-Man, a Hulk, and a Punisher I loved, and an incredible cast, but it's predictable. It leans way too hard on what the marketing campaign already showed us, and it wastes the biggest chance Marvel had to reconnect with people before Doomsday. Go see it, enjoy it, because honestly, it's a genuinely fun time and great for the whole family. Because even though I really don't think this is the Spider-Man movie that'll change your life, I can't even imagine what it must be like for this to be one of your first Spider-Man movies as a kid. I'll probably drop the spoiler video tomorrow, and there, without worrying about you getting mad at me, I can actually tell you what I think about the ending, the post-credits, the mutation in Peter's eyes, Sadie Sink, and absolutely everything we got right and the huge amount we got wrong in these months of theorizing. Above all, what I would have done differently with a few things if it had been up to me. Don't forget to smash that like button, and if you're not subscribed, don't worry. You'll just be missing out on the full recap of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, which we're dropping right before Doomsday hits theaters.